Hi, my name is Jane, and today we're talking about the fourth part of developing a data visualization style guide. So this part, I'm looking at the style guide for Slack that I developed, and I'm looking at some of the approaches I took. So when I was developing this guide, I had to consider three main things. The first was size of the company, the range of data visualization applications, the main target audience the guide was serving. So Slack roughly has 2,000 employees, which isn't really, it's not very large compared to Shopify or Adobe, but it's actually large enough where the style guide has to be comprehensive to introduce some basic principles. The range of data viz applications, there's dashboards, blog posts, and presentations. And the main target audience, generally serving designers, so graphic designers and product designers. So here are the three main data viz applications I found based on my research, and you'll see a lot of inconsistency. I talked a lot about color as being a challenge in terms of being effective as a visualization in the previous part. And so the style guide will make an attempt to address all of that. So based on my research, style guides start from very generic principles all the way to very narrow, specific guidelines for down to the chart. It can even go specific at how to lay out an axis, defining what a table, how to set it up, things like that. So in total, I made 2 pages. This is the first page, and it covers high-level principles, key guidelines on how to create a data visualization. So I'm going to look at the first 2, which is consistency and minimize and simplify. So being consistent, this is really important data visualization. It's easy to miss, but it's important to get this one right. So oftentimes, especially when it comes to color, you'll see that there's usually a specific order for things. So if you're using purple, blue, and green, if you're using another chart, it's important to use the same colors and in the same order. Very similar to what Adobe and Shopify did. So they did do and do not, right? And what I did was I did avoid and ideal. And the reason why I chose this approach is because data visualization isn't always black and white. There's always situations where what you can do can be better. And that's why I say avoid an ideal. The second principle is minimize and simplify. So this is something that I believe data visualization is about. It's about bringing clarity, especially when these charts are used to help make decisions. And you want them to help arrive at insights quickly. So if you're looking at categorical data, for example, it doesn't make sense to have one color per category. Sometimes it's probably a lot better just use one color. The second page looks at very specific applications of charts. So I looked at these examples. These are based off of the presentation, and they can be applied to like the blog in a very generic sense. I think it wouldn't be applicable to the dashboard so much. I think the first one that was more generic might be more applicable. The dashboard, because it didn't have that many applications, it was just a very simple line chart. I thought it didn't really need any guidance, but I think for things like presentations and for blog posts, they would need a bit more guidance, which is why I focused a little bit more on those charts. So the first one I talked about is a table. So I go in depth on how to format the text, how to align it, how to categorize things, and also the title. Showing shifts. So I saw this one from something from the presentation, and I noticed that it wasn't really good. Like if you look at this chart, it wasn't very effective at helping you focus. So if you look at Q1 versus Q2, there's different colors, but I think it would be more effective if you just highlighted the change. There might be different ways to highlight Q1, Q2 instead of filling in a color. It could be an outline or it could be a texture. I think the key thing is you want to highlight the change and focus attention. So this is how the 2 pages of the style sheet looks like when it's integrated with the overall branding guidelines. So the branding guidelines is probably like 40 pages or so, right? So this is just like putting in there side by side so you can compare. So that's it for the series in this part. Some thoughts. I think if Slack as a company didn't have a style guide, it wouldn't really impact them too much, in the sense that they're not really a data-driven company, right? That isn't part of their main product offering. If you're a company like IBM, and a lot of your products are data-based, it would make sense for you to have a comprehensive data visualization style guide. But if you're like Slack and data isn't really part of key offering, doesn't really make sense to, it doesn't really impact you to have it. I think if they had a data visualization style guide, it could help keep things consistent and make everything look more cohesive, look like it's from the same brand, same voice. But if they don't have one, it doesn't impact them severely where they might lose customers. So I think in terms of creating one, it's always important to consider the type of company it's serving and what kind of problem it's solving. Those are really important things that I was thinking about as I was making it. So that's it for this video. Thank you for sticking around watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!